Enjoy the show.
World War I began on July 1914 and concluded on November 11 on 1980. Following the surrender of Germany, the Balkan crisis and the start of war consisted in which the armed peace in which Europe lived between the 1871 and the 1914 came to an end, in which the attack suffered on June 28 by the Archduke Franz Ferdinand. Serbia was blamed for the fact the Austro-Hungarian Council of Ministers met on July 7 to rewrite the ultimatum that was sent to Serbia. They gave him 48 hours to figure it out. What happened next? Austro-Hungary was afraid that if it attacked Serbia, its ally Russia would get involved. Austria talked to its ally Germany to have protection in case of war. After Serbia received the ultimatum, Russia declared itself in a period of preparatory of war. Even though the Serbs rejected the ultimatum, Germany thought they had survived. Russia excited its first period preparatory to war, and it started mobilization. France started to mobilizing to support Russia, and its ally Germany was forced to declare war to Russia. Germany declared war on France. The British sent an ultimatum to Germany demanding they leave Belgium. Britain declared war on Germany. By August 4 of 1914, all the major powers involved in World War I were officially at war with each other. So the war consisted in three parts. The first one, the First War of Movements, which lasted in August to November in 1914. Then we have the longest period, which is the Trench War in November 1914 to March 1918. Second War of Movements was March to November in 1980. The U.S. involvement in the conflict. On May 7, 1915, Germany signed the Lusitania in the shores of Ireland. There were 1,188 casualties, 128
Art during World War I. The conflict created influence art, mainly literature, painting, and film. In literature, soldiers wrote letters, memoirs, poetry, and novels. In the plastic arts, painting moved to the front and portrayed the reality of war. The lost generation is a generation that came of age during World War I. Lost in the context also means disoriented, wondering directness and recognition that there was a great confusion and aimless among the war survivors in the early post-war years. It was popularized by Ernest Hemingway, who used it in the epigraph for his 1926 novel, The Sun Also Rises. You're also a lost generation. The generation is described as the Connor born between 1883 and
1914. The great powers were in two big alliance blocks, the Triple Alliance, Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Italy, and the Triple Entente, France, Russia, and Britain. The war extended and changed these two sides. Germany and its allies were known as the Central Powers. Germany and Austria-Hungary, later joined by the Ottoman Empire, Turkey plus the Middle East, and Bulgaria. The war quickly involved countries not part of the Triple Entente, so the opposing side was known as the Allies: Serbia, Russia, France, and its empire, Belgium, Montenegro, and Italy changed sides and joined the Allies in 1915. Other allied nations, including Portugal, Japan, Greece, Romania, China, and South American countries, including Brazil and Peru. The United States fought alongside the Allies from 1917, but as an associated power, with no formal military alliance.
The effects of World War I are still being felt a century after its conclusion. It was the deadliest war which involved more countries. The effects of World War I are still being felt a century after its conclusion. It was the deadliest war which involved more centuries and was more expensive than any other war. The weapons used during World War I were also more advanced than any other previous war. Over 9 million military personnel died during the war, and over 7 million men were left permanent. World War I largely marked the end of colonialism, as the people became more nationalistic and one country after the other started colonial revolts in Southeast Asia, the Middle East, and Africa. World War I boosted research in technology because better transport and means of communication gave countries an advantage over their enemies.
Italy iba a decir.
Me pegué un rodillazo. ¿Ya? World War World War I boosted research in technology because better transport and means of communication gave countries an advantage and others. World War I began on the... Katie, qué pedo. Ay. Ya. Una, dos, tres. The effects of World War I are still...
¿Quién soy? Astronomer gave...
Métete, gave up all weapons.
Hi, welcome to our show. ¿Por qué tan cerca? Gracias. Una, dos, tres. The effects of World War I are still being felt a century after... Estas son las mañanitas.